Hey guys, it's Riz here. Welcome to another video, and today we're talking all about mobility. Now, I never really used to do mobility. I didn't know what it was, and then I noticed certain weak points in my big lifts, and I was like, what's this all about? And a lot of it is because of mobility, and just for preventing injury, pain, things like that. Mobility is really important, so I want to take you guys to the gym with me and show you my current mobility routine, what I'm doing. These exercises I'm actually doing on a weekly basis, and I've found that they've helped me so much. If you guys don't know me, I'm Riz. My channel is all about powerlifting, fitness, mindset, just cool stuff like that, you know? So if you're new here, welcome. These are the mobility exercises I do at least 3 times a week, and we're gonna cover thoracic, shoulder, hip, and ankle mobility. There's gonna be 2 for each, so we're gonna keep it simple. We're not gonna do anything too crazy. Mobility is one of those things that often goes overlooked, and it's just as important as our normal lifting routine. If we are lacking in mobility somewhere, there's going to be certain muscles and joints that are gonna compensate, and eventually we're gonna have pain and problems over the long term. So let's just take care of all that right now with this simple mobility routine. First up, we're talking thoracic mobility. If you don't know what thoracic is, it's basically from the base of your neck all the way down to the bottom of your ribs. So that's the thoracic portion of your spine. Now, really important to have mobility here. What I'm doing is I'm using a foam roller, and I'm starting at the bottom. I'm rolling back to get a full extension, and then I'm rolling slightly higher up on it each time and just rolling back, holding it for a couple seconds. And you'll just feel, you might feel some cracks as you're doing this. I definitely do, but it's just a great way to work on the thoracic mobility. Another thing you can do is reach your hands out behind you. You'll really feel a good stretch here, even in your shoulders as well. So now we're going to work on doing some thoracic extension with rotation as well here. So you're going to put the opposite hand as the foot that's in front, and you're going to reach up and twist with the other hand, and you're just going to hold it for a couple of seconds. So I really like doing these kind of more dynamic movements for mobility. It just makes the most sense. Let me tell you guys, when I switched from a high bar to low bar squats, it took a huge toll on my shoulders. It was really tough. And then once I started doing these and working on my mobility, it became so much easier. So you want to grab a bar, put your hands, both hands on it, and you want to basically do these kind of rotations with your arms straight the whole time. Now, the better and better your mobility gets, you can work your hands closer and closer together. You can also use like a resistance band if that is tough, because it gives a little more stretch. The other thing I like to do is I use that same bar and I work on, so in this part I'm working on the bottom arm, that shoulder mobility here. And a little quick mobility test you can do is you can try and do the hand reach. So what I'm doing right here, see my right shoulder is definitely a lot worse than my left. So what I like to do is I hold the bar with the top hand, I kind of pull, so the top arm is pulling that bar up while I'm getting a good stretch on that bottom arm, that shoulder. So these are just a couple angles of that. If you guys are like homegirl, you do not have good hip mobility, so this helps so much. You're gonna basically push your elbows against your knees to kind of really open up the hips. You can rock side to side here. I guess this is called like frog pose, I like to call it, I don't know. And then as that gets too easy, then you can walk your hands out further and further. For this next one, you want to start by putting your foot at a 45-degree angle out. And then with the back leg, you want to turn that foot in, internally rotate that leg there. Shout out to Squat University for this one. This has been a great hip mobility exercise for me. Then you're going to take a weight, can be a kettlebell, dumbbell, plate, whatever you have available, and you're just going to lean to the side. You really want to make sure you keep that knee in line with that toe of that leg. So the leg that's up, the knee that's up, that hip is the one that we're stretching right now. And you want to just lean over, hold it for a couple seconds, and then lean back. And this is just from the other angle so you can see. So again, internally rotating that back leg. And as this gets easier, you can really kind of play around with the angle of that front foot. Maybe you want to make it wider, that will make it harder, and stuff like that. Working on our ankle mobility, we're going to have one foot out in front. I like to just first start to do this without a weight, just to kind of see how my ankles are feeling and all that. And then you can put a heavy weight on top. You're going to use this to help you really push your knee forward over those toes, really work on that, increasing your ankle mobility here. And you want to make sure that your knee is staying in line with your toe here. Make sure that your heel is staying planted on the ground. You guys will probably notice that my left side is a lot worse. This ankle is super tight, so this has really helped. As you can see, my heel really wants to pop up, so I kind of put my other hand to really hold it down. Even doing this without shoes would be better. Now for this next one, you want to take a plate or something that you can step up on a little bit. It can be like a little ledge or something. And one leg at a time, just put your toes up on there and really just try and squat down, put as much body weight so you feel comfortable, and just really bend and then come back up. Same with the other side. This just really helps to work in what we just did right before. And then you'll see we can do it with both legs as well. One thing I want to say is I didn't include the number of sets, reps, anything like that, because everyone's mobility needs are going to be different. So just listen to what your body needs and work on the points that need attention the most. Alright, so that's an end to today's video. I hope you guys learned some things about mobility. Even if you don't want to incorporate every single one of these, choose from the different exercises. There was 2 for each, so if you like one better than the other, do that one. Make sure you work on any imbalances that you have. Maybe like for me, my left ankle is a lot more immobile than my right, so I focus more on the left, still including stuff for the right as well, but I want to get it all balanced out. So just make sure you identify those imbalances, you work on them, or any other immobility issues or weak points you have. Really work through those before you start adding on the weight. Thanks so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you guys have a killer day. Bye!